Figuring out how to be like a respectable man is so tough without proper guidance, without somebody being there to give you advice and to actually try to guide you in the right path. So even though I lived with my dad for a very long time, he never, try to help me out necessarily. He never really try to give me advice on how to be a better man, on like relationships or on just being a man, right? My dad is the only like male figure that I have in my life. Aside from that, I don't have like a uncle, grandfather, cousin. I didn't really grow up with no one except him. He was the only one that could have helped me, but he's the only one that didn't. And that shit is so annoying because I'm just surrounded by females. That is what I grew up with, sisters, my mom, obviously. They can't really help me. It's not the same as a man giving you advice than as a woman. It's just not the same. And I just, obviously I just wish I had that. I wish my dad was the one actually giving me advice. And obviously having a father figure in a guy's life is very important. It's very crucial. And that is one of the things that is lacking the most. Most kids this generation are growing up by their iPads, right? iPad kids, they're growing up by their TV, by their phone, not by their parents. Parents aren't doing the much educating, the much guidance, the much discipline. They're not. These kids are not being disciplined at all. They would cry all day, and what they get is an iPad. So as time goes on, for some reason, parents are not parenting. Like especially here in America, girls are doing a bunch of crazy stuff. A lot of fatherless activities, the way they speak, the way they just act. I know you've seen it, especially with shit like OnlyFans being like a popular thing now, and girls just selling their body, selling. It's just parenting is just not. It's just not a thing no more. It just doesn't exist. If guys are not being raised by their parents, they're gonna be raised by something else. Either their friends, like I said earlier, their environment. A lot of guys grow up in the streets. They can easily get guided the wrong path because there's nobody there to correct them, to discipline them. The parents is just not doing their thing. So that just creates a society where kids are growing up and they can easily fall into the wrong path. So luck, even though I didn't have a father in my life, right? Luckily, I've been able to do the right thing on my own. And based off my own judgment, my own logic, my own reasoning, I just always kind of knew the right thing to do without nobody really telling me. And I have always been the guy that seeks out for knowledge and information and guidance. So for me, I resorted to reading books, to watching self improvement videos. And that has been my best bet. If I don't really have nobody around me that can educate me, that can try to guide me in the proper path, then that's where I go to books. I go to videos. I go to the I go to the sources that can actually get me there. And it has been amazing. The shit I have learned online, the shit I have learned from books is is insane. I feel like it's information that not even my dad would have been able to teach me. Obviously, nobody around me would have been able to teach me those things. So seeking it for like going out your way to get information, to get knowledge is one of the best things you can do. For this video, I do have to mention this amazing book that I have right here. And the title is Hard Times Create Strong Men. This is one of the best books I've probably read in my whole like ever. Any guy trying to become a man has to read this book. It's an amazing book. Just the title alone just speaks for itself. Look how thick this book is. It has like 500 pages. This book goes through absolutely everything. It talks about politics. It talks about, how to be a strong man, obviously. It talks about relationships, like it talks about women and how men need to understand women. Um, it talks about hard work. It talks about currency. It talks about everything. It talks about war. It talks about just society and just basic stuff about it. Literally everything. For you to get an idea, just look at the chapters that this book has. So obviously, part one, money and work. Chapter one, hard times create strong man, making the leap from good to great. Good men are not nice men. Attack of the man boys. Men solve problems. Video games solve men. Be strong but flexible. Bend instead of breaking. This is like a literal guidebook for men on how to become a strong man. So obviously for me, as somebody who wasn't guided properly, that book was like a gem. Was like the best fucking book ever for me. It kind of gives me the reassurance that I'm doing the right thing because I'm over here trying to do this YouTube channel. I'm trying to make a business out of it, really go partying. I don't smoke. I don't um, do none of that stupid stuff. So if you are like me, if you are a guy that didn't really receive the proper guidance as growing up that you wish you had, you're not alone. You are not alone. Look at me, right? Look at me the spot that I am. And you could do it too. You can become a strong, respectable man that people look up to you, people respect you, people listen to you. You can become the man that you want to become. Just because you didn't have the right guidance growing up does not mean that you cannot become the man that you should become, that you should be. Also, if you have no idea where to start, I am selling one on one coaching calls for as low as $15 for an entire hour. You can join, we can talk, and I can give you guidance. I can help you out because I've been doing this for months now, basically like a year, 2 years. I have a lot of knowledge just built up. I can help you. We can help each other. I can give you the right guidance that you need, the right advice for your specific situation because books alone are not going to be able to just fully help your situation and what you got going on. Receiving advice from somebody who could help you it's probably one of the best things you can do. For me, like becoming a respectable man, a responsible man that has responsibilities, that takes care of business, that is important to me because obviously the fact that I just mentioned that that's not really a thing no more. And to go back to the book, right? Hard times create strong men. So that means, right? Easy times create weak men. The problem is that times right now are mad easy. We don't like men right now don't really have to become strong men. What do we need strong men for right now? So that's gonna create weak men just naturally. It's just a natural thing that will just happen. Once men become weak and times get hard again, like like war, like a recession, the economy gets fucking fucked up. Fucking I don't know, tornado, like some crazy shit happens, right? Where now being weak is not a is just not a thing. We have to be strong, man. That's when it will happen. But the problem is we don't have to wait until a hard time comes for us to be strong, man. Strong man can happen right now as easy time. So when the hard times come, we are already there. And it's important to me because when I have kids, I want to be there for them. I want to give them the proper guidance, the proper advice, the proper childhood, the proper everything. I want to be that man that is able to give their kids literally everything they need. not on some spoiling thing, but just give them opportunities, give them just so much, right? Obviously the same for my future wife. I want to be able to take care of her, take care of my parents, take care of literally take care of as many people as possible. That's the type of guy I want to become, and those are my values, right? To be able to help other people. That is the satisfaction that comes with being a respectable, strong man that just takes care of business and that just does what they gotta do. And this world where distractions are everywhere is pulling away those attributes from men. So there's just so many things fucking us up. It's crazy to me. You have like even the book mentioned it. Video games, right? You have video games pulling away these natural things that should be in a man, right? Because when you play video games and you do all this random stuff, you are just wasting so much time. You're wasting so much time. You're not doing shit that you have to do. You're not doing hard things that builds character, that builds discipline, that builds a person that does what they gotta do. So if all you do is play video games and all you do is get distracted, when that time comes where you have to do something, you have to do it no matter what. You have to be disciplined. You're most likely not gonna do it because that muscle in your brain it hasn't been trained. So if you're not disciplined, when shit hits the fan, when shit comes down, and you gotta man up and you gotta stand up, you gotta do something, you're not gonna be able to do it. Or you're not gonna be able to do it as efficient as you could have done it. And then the next problem that comes with that is that as guys grow up in this society, they're not gonna want to do hard things. They're not gonna want to do the jobs that men should be doing, like plumbing, electrician, right? Carpentry, these labor intensive jobs for like construction, we would just naturally want to do easier jobs because we're weak. So imagine a society where men are weak. You know what that means? That women are gonna have to be the ones that are gonna have to man up. If a woman doesn't have a man in their life, they are gonna have to do the man things. And that is what we're seeing right now. Women are like entitled, they feel like they have all the power, they feel like they are better than men. I've seen clips of women say, I don't need a man in my life. I'm a strong, independent woman. I have my own business. I'm a whole CEO. I do this, I do that. We have women taking care of business, taking like they are doing what man should be doing. So before I get like in a deep rabbit hole, that's just some basic shit that comes with this topic, with men not receiving proper guidance. It is a big issue in society. I don't see a lot of people really talk about it, but you know that is basically it. I recommend for you to be on the right path, seek out the knowledge you should, start ignoring people, dumb people that probably don't know what they're talking about. Um, but yeah, with all of that said, much love. Thank you for watching.